The girl was cutting her nails when suddenly a mouse popped out and began to nibble on her nails and eat them. Unexpectedly, the next second, the mouse's body began to grow larger and larger, eventually becoming the size of the girl. At the same time, whiskers began to grow on the girl's face, and she turned into a mouse. A scream came from the house, and the mother quickly opened the door to check. The mouse-turned girl looked apologetic and said that this time she was willing to go with her mother to have dinner with her stepfather. The little girl, now a mouse, followed along. It turned out that the little girl had always been reluctant to accept her stepfather. Thinking of the previous scenes of her mother being abused, she felt very confused and was filled with resistance towards her stepfather. When they arrived at the restaurant, the fake girl had never seen such delicious food before and began to eat heartily without any regard for her appearance. The mother was shocked by this sight. At this moment, the man in front handed a piece of meat to the mother, who was immediately frightened. As a result, she accidentally knocked over her glass of water. This scene triggered the girl's memory. Back then, if the mother made a mistake, her father would beat her severely and lock her in a dark, small room. When the girl came to her senses from her memories, the man sitting in front of her looked worried and helped her mother wipe the table. Seeing this, the girl understood her mother's difficulties. At this moment, a waiter came over to serve the dishes and suddenly saw a mouse on the girl. He screamed loudly, and the girl ran away in terror. After a chase, she hid behind a pot, but when she turned her head, she saw the waiter holding a bottle of insecticide and spraying it at her. The unpleasant smell made her vomit. Seeing the vomit on the ground, the girl suddenly realized that the mouse had eaten her nails, which was why it had taken on her appearance. So, she immediately had an idea. The next second, she jumped up and directly leaped into the fake girl's mouth. The surrounding guests were stunned. The fake girl's stomach ached terribly, and she vomited out the nails. The next moment, whiskers grew on the fake girl's face, and she turned back into a mouse, while the girl returned to her original form. She lay on her mother's lap, crying and apologizing over and over again. It turned out that she had always disagreed with her mother dating other men. But from then on, the girl suddenly realized that maybe that man could really bring happiness to her mother. At the end of the story, the family of 3 happily took a photo together, and they lived happily ever after.